I think it's
Hello
here.
guys, good evening. How are you? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yeah.
All
Yeah, I'm
right.
amazing, sir. I'm amazing. How are you doing, sir? Nice to
I'm
actually
great.
meet
Thank
you.
you, mate.
Okay, okay. I'm excited for today's topic.
Thank you.
So this is obviously Chit Chat Wednesday, where we talk about everything entrepreneurial, mindset, health, set, anything to do with like finances. So
Oh,
this is a space where you can literally open up yourself and just like be authentic and just share your life story and literally your goals for the future or your objective or your purpose. So yeah, I'm excited for today. So let Albert do the introduction, and then we're gonna start the ball rolling.
all right.
Okay, so before I do that, there's slight technical hitch. We don't actually see your video yet, Bhupinder. I don't
I
know
can
if
see
there's
him.
any.
I
I
can
can
see him.
see you. I can
Oh,
see
really?
Yeah.
Devin.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, I can't see him. Okay,
Nice.
maybe it's
Cool.
on my end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, right. Well, I think most of you know us anyway. So, co-host, that's Devon, that's been speaking. My name is Albert, and the common thread that we have is that we have a mindset to improve the quality of our lives through entrepreneurialism, but that can't be done unless you have your mind in the right place, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to invite tonight's special guest. His name is Bhupinder, and he has a very interesting story. So, yeah, welcome, Bhupinder. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you guys to having me here. So my story is very simple. I used to be a network consultant back in the days, like from 24 till about 33, 34. And then after that, I started teaching mindfulness and meditation to my colleagues at work. I was working at Sky at that time from 2 to 4, and then the room started filling up. And slowly, gradually, I thought, why not make it a profession? So that like gradually happened. It was nothing was planned. It was, I think, a path life chose for me, and I just went on that path. And in this journey of mine, I had like done a whole series of 10 episodes on mindfulness on one of the Sky channels. I write for one of the biggest newspaper in India, Hindustan Times, regularly. And then I have written few books. One you mentioned, mindfulness, mindful or mindful. So that's the latest one. And then few journals, and I do blogging on. And then the latest one mission is this one. This one. So
Man,
that's the
that's
next one. Yeah. So
that's amazing, man. That's something I obviously want to do in the future as well. Write a book, but as I said, I haven't come around to do it yet. But I'm thinking obviously in terms of like me, I think there's a lot of stuff I need to do before I think I need to write a book. But that being said, you talk about my meditation, and that's something obviously I practice myself, and I do a little bit of meditation and coaching as well. What sort of meditation do you teach, and what effect does it have on other people when you teach it to them?
when I say meditation, basically all my practices, all my teaching are based around mindfulness. There's no religious element attached to it. And the core of this mindfulness practice is bringing your awareness to the present moment. It mostly through focusing on your breath, and then certain exercises that you do throughout the day, writing mindfully, eating mindfully, drinking mindfully, walking mindfully. So depend upon person to person. Everybody is different. So it's not one size fit all. So when we have our introductory session, especially in one-to-ones, I figure out what they need, and then we plan accordingly. So basic element is the core practice is focus on your breathing, right? So because why we focus on breathing? Because it's always there. It can tell you where you are at that point, what is going on in your body. If you're shallow breathing, it means that your body is full of stress. If you're breathing deep into your belly, you are relaxed. And these are simple practices. And like I always say, I don't sugarcoat it. I don't put any layers on it. I keep it very simple, very flat, to the basics, because life is complicated at it as it is. So if we make this meditation or mindfulness complicated, people are going to think there's so much complications in our life already. How I'm going to do this? This is so complicated. So try to keep it very simple. And I always say, It is the simplest thing, but it is the hardest thing to do because we don't like doing simple things and we always forget to do simple things. So it is all in nutshell what we do, because all is focused on bringing your awareness to the present moment. Now I'm talking to you guys, right? If I keep thinking about I'm going to go for another set of work after this, I have to go out for dinner with my wife, so then I'm just in the future, or I'm thinking of the last meeting I had like 2 hours ago. Oh, why did I say that to him? I should have said that. So I'm not giving 100%. So that divided attention is separation. So I'm using the energy that should be focused right here with you guys in 3 different directions. So, like any physicist will tell you, when your energies are in sync, you are more productive.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely.
so this is the core of mindfulness and what I talk about.
That's amazing. Sharing that. That's something I definitely see practice on my day-to-day routine as well. Like sometimes like I focus on the breath. Like, you know, sometimes you working during the day and you feel a little bit like tense, you know, and sometimes people just sit down and just focus on the breath. And that's something I definitely practice. Thanks for sharing that.
And you know, the thing is, most of the time there is tension in our body, but most people are not aware of it. They have made it a new normal that we have to be stressed, we have to have tension in our body, we have to have that pressure, right? So we are living with these things as a new normal, but this is killing our body, this is killing us from inside, this is affecting our mental health. If we lose bit of weight, we can see it because that's a physical thing, but when our mental health start depleting, we can't see it. And sometimes we ignore the signs of mental health. Most of the time we do with the physical health as well, but with mental health we do ignore it, and this ignorance is causing us a lot of damage. So depression, stress, anxiety, burnout, addiction, and now suicide, they are growing. They are growing exponentially. Technology is going in that direction, upward trajectory. Our mental health is going down, so the gap is increasing. So where is the solution?
Yeah.
And I always say modern science has got no solution for this. It can put a band-aid on it, but deep down we have to learn how to live with ourselves. Until unless we start to learn and focus inwards,
Definitely.
there's no solution. Nobody can give you a cure. You, me, we can sit, talk about it, but we have to sit, learn how to sit with ourselves.
Amazing.
So with that being the case, you mentioned a walk that you're going to be doing later in the year. So in what way are you hoping to focus, bring attention to this? Can you tell us a bit more about what you have planned and what you're going to be doing?
So this walk is simply to create more awareness about mental health, because there's a big taboo about mental health still today in 21st century. Even we think, we say we are an open society, we talk about everything openly, we talk about XYZ in all detail, but mental health, either we go to Eastern or now here in Western countries, we still have a big stigma when we talk about mental health. Like I was talking to somebody other day and they said there's loads of awareness about mental health. I say, on paper, yes, there is, but what are we doing to deal with mental health? Now 3 times more men commit suicide than women, so that's alarming, right?
Definitely.
The between people between 15 to 19, in that age group, mental health is the second biggest cause of suicide in that generation. So we are the most blessed generation, comfort wise. We have all the comforts. I call it Amazon generation, right? You order now, you will have it in the morning. So we don't have to wait for anything. but still, kids from age of 5, 6, they are having stress problems, depression problems, anxiety problems. When we were growing, we never heard of this word till stress or anxiety until we were 24, 25 or something like that. But now kids, where are they learning these things from? From the parents? Because we are talking about, conversation is, I'm tired, I'm stressed, I'm anxious, right? This is the basic conversation. Like Monday morning, hey, how was your weekend? Oh, good, but I'm feeling tired now, I'm stressed. Tuesday morning, we are stressed about Friday. Friday, we are stressed about Monday. So, like Les Brown says, when are the most heart attacks happen in United States?
Monday.
Sunday evening after football, because people dread going into work. So,
Yeah.
so Sunday evening is the most number of heart attacks that happen, right? Because people are in jobs that they don't like. So this is the reality nobody talks about.
Definitely.
We need to pay our bills, but if we don't like what we're doing, then our mental health will be definitely affected. Our family life will be affected. Our physical health will be affected. So this is the permutation and combination of so many things. So this walk is all about simply creating awareness that we need to talk about mental health. We need to become aware of our mental health. First thing is awareness. Solution is the second stage. But first, we need to be very open about it, that mental health is as important as physical health, or I would say even more important than physical health.
Yeah.
But people are so scared to talk about it. So the whole purpose of this walk from London Parliament Square on 1st of December
intentional act of sabotage in my
till 20th of December to the Scottish Parliament building, and on the way we're going to be doing the leafleting. So the leaflet I showed.
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to be. We have about, our aim is to print about 200,000, and on the way we talk to people. So we'll have like 3 stops every day. So over 20 days we will have 60 stops in 60 different places, and talk to people around the area in the local communities and say it is okay to talk about mental health, and if they have got issues, we will guide them to certain charities where they can ring. We will have those numbers on a banner, so they can take down the numbers of all those charities who are in this field, helping people to deal with suicide, depression, anxiety, all these mental health issues. So it's basically to just like talk about this subject because it is very close to my heart. And I think like if 1 in 8 people are struggling for mental health, do you think you will be safe going out in open?
Nah. Yeah, that's a good point.
If you have a room full of 80 people and out of them 10 are mentally unstable, so that's the problem. That's the scale of the problem I'm talking about. It's not a small problem. And before COVID, it was 1 in 10. Now it is 1 in 8. In 10 years, it will be 1 in 5. So imagine a room of 50, 10 are mentally unstable.
Yeah, that's mad. So in terms of like obviously awareness, because I see we talk about mental health right now. What should we do as a nation? Like for example, a community. What should we do? Like should we come in together and like what should we do in that for that mind? For that
Everything starts at home. First of thing is like everybody is trying to change the whole world, but nobody's trying to change themselves, right? So first of all, we need to work on our mental health, how strong we are mentally, right?
Yeah.
So as we begin, first you work on your mental health, then your family sees that, the change in yourself, then it's a ripple effect.
Okay. Yeah.
Your colleagues will see it, the people you meet, they will see it. But if you, it's not in you, how can you give it to others? Like they say, you can't serve a tea to others from an empty
Cup.
kettle, right?
Yeah.
So you have to fill your kettle first.
Facts.
So
So
this is basic, very basic. So we have to start with it. Let's not talk about the country. Let's talk about ourselves. Every person need to start with
yeah,
themselves, and then the family, then the society.
that's so true, man. And that's something I'm an advocate myself as well. Like I'm all about the spirit, the body, and you know so the trifactor, you know, the mind, the body, and the spirit. I'm all about that, and I'm all about the holistic and its mental health. And I believe you need to be able to feel all those pillars every day to be able to be stable in a sense. Because at the end of the day, like if your mental health is good, you know, and your physical health is not there, it's gonna affect, you know, your mental health, because you're gonna feel that little tension within you, because you're looking at the mirror and you're thinking, "Oh, my physical health is not there." So I believe that you need to have all those structure in alignment to live a happy life. That's what I believe.
Absolutely, because these goes in parallel, right? One will affect other will affect the first one. So we have to create a balance. We need to learn how to create a balance, and mindfulness is such a powerful tool that creates such an awareness within ourselves that tells us where the balance is going missing. So it helps us align ourselves and give us the tools, give us the vision, way to work. So more aware we become, more quickly we can deal with these problems. If our physical health is going and we become aware of it, we can work on it. And when we are mindful and see our mental health is going down, we work on our mental health. So it is a daily practice. We can't say we, like for cars, we take them to service every year. But with our physical and mental health, we have to service them every day. Right? Even with our houses, we do the hoover at end of the week. But with our mental health, we have to do the cleaning every single day. We can't leave it till the weekend, because the pile will go up, and then it will be very hard to clean on the weekend. If we miss one weekend, in 2 weeks, it's going to be bigger. The pile is bigger.
Definitely.
Of all the negativity that gets stored, right? Because what is happening is we are absorbing too much negativity. You open any news channel, whatever we're watching, 70 to 80% is negative. So if you are taking in negativity 70 to 80% every single day, we have to learn to stop that negativity coming into our mind. Because then it comes out as well. So what goes in will come out. So we need to.
You're saying to keep that balance, you need to get that mindfulness in place to kind of balance that negative energy coming.
Absolutely. So it has to be the balance. It's simple. We need to be aware of what we are listening, what we are saying, what we are saying. So once we become aware of what's coming in through this and what's coming in through our eyes, and then obviously what we eat as well, we need to be very aware of it.
Definitely.
And mindfulness is a tool that help you to become more and more and more aware of everything you do.
I love that.
Yeah. Can I, because the time's limited, can I get you to, can you let us know the name of your website in case anyone wants to get more information? So obviously they can contact you via Instagram as well, but could you give the name of your website so people can get more information?
My website is bhupindersandhu.com, and my social media handle is Mindful Sandhu on all the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. They're all Mindful Sandhu.
I love that.
So anybody who want to reach out, have got any questions, they can just drop us a message there, or even on Instagram. So
No, thank you. I just wanted to say something. There's one thing I'm aware of with regard to both of you, and I don't know if it's a coincidence. It probably isn't. So it's a reason that it's the source of the respect that I have for both of you, and both of you have some kind of connection with the military. And speaking as an outsider, I'm aware that that kind of connection, it helps in terms of discipline and staying focused on something. So I just thought it was an interesting coincidence that you have that kind of thing in common. So.
Have to. And that's where obviously mindfulness come into play as well. Like what really focus on one thing. Like that's what he's obviously implementing, because being present in the moment, you need to be able to focus on your breathing. And that's the same with anything. When you focus on that one thing and you just be persistent with it, you're definitely gonna manifest it. So that's something I'm an advocate, and he is about. But mindfulness is like, that's the number one factor, because as I said, the mind controls the body and the spirit. And if you have got the mind, like what is there, right? So yeah, I'm loving the conversation right now. I definitely want to have a little read your book as well, because I know there's a lot of information in there. Like everybody should implement on a day-to-day basis to help, what's happening in the world right now. Like social media is something that's crazy right now. I know technology is there to help you improve, but also is a help to kind of like distract a lot of people as well, because a lot of people go on social media and they're seeing a lot of obviously this, like the celebrities, and they're thinking, why I'm not acquiring the wealth, the body, and that kind of creates that depression within themselves. So it's kind of like a catch-22 at the end of the day. But mindfulness is something we definitely need to focus on. If they could teach it in school, that would be amazing. But that's
They're
something
starting to teach a little bit of it. And on that note, I will say, you mentioned social media, right? Social media will keep on growing. So the growth of social media directly reflects the hollowness inside the society, inside the individual. The more hollowness that comes into us will totally reflect the growth of social media, because the hollowness has to be filled. And the way we are feeling is through social media. So we need to understand this thing very clearly. The more social media grows, like we have got in last 5-6 years, we have Netflix, Amazon Prime, now Apple TV, and there's so many other things, Disney Hotstar, so many channels exploding. They are like billion-pound industry. But what does that reflect is that there is hollowness inside the people, inside the relationships, inside the family units, inside the society as well. So it's a bigger problem that we need to look at. It's a bigger picture we should look at.
Yeah, definitely.
So social media growth is one thing that reflects that we need to work more on our mental health.
Yeah. Definitely. And obviously it's not really good, obviously, justice to the younger obviously generation as well, because if you see the younger generation, they're always on their phone, and all that they do, they just look on social media, like the TikTok, the Snapchat, the Instagram. They do, and that's kind of like corrupting their mind. So I would advise, like, like the younger generation, like, as parents, we should designate a certain time for your kids to be on social media. You don't want to be on social media for the whole day. That's gonna affect you. And right now we're trying to reduce obviously the mental rate and the suicide rate and the depression within our society. And I would definitely advise for anybody that's viewing this right now to kind of reduce the social media. I know he has its pro and its con, but let's just put it as a minimum and just focus on the present, and like the mindfulness exercise, or for walks, probably reading, and just literally engage with people that could like elevate you to the next level. And that's something I'm an advocate of. That's what I should do.
You have to be very selective of the social media as well, like I mentioned earlier as well, that what you intake is what you will become. If you're taking negativity all the time, who you follow is very important on social media. How much you follow them, and how authentic they are. So these are the factors. But we follow the celebrities, and look at the life of celebrities as well, right? The footballers. So we need to look at so many things. And other thing is, like I always say, is Steve Jobs, who invented iPhone, right? Apple. They say he didn't give phone to his kids till they were
Wow.
11.
Mm.
And now parents, what they do is give kids phones when they are 5, 6 months old, not years. So what is the reason behind it? What's the reason behind parents giving? Because they want to be on the social media themselves.
Yeah. Distracted, trying to distract the kids. Yeah.
And they know the kids. Okay, you have this iPhone. Okay, shh, and that's it. Don't disturb us.
Amazing. We obviously want to find a question because I said we can pack for time right now. And so, in terms of impact, what impact would you want to live on the world before you leave this universe and go to the next?
To be honest, this is a very difficult question. Impact. First thing is, I need to impact myself. I need to be like mindful of everything I do. So that's like my challenge at the moment. I am working on myself.
Yeah.
Once I'm a complete article, once I'm like done with myself, then I will talk about impacting others.
Okay.
So this work is a personal challenge as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when you go through this unknown train, it will test how mindful I can be of everything. Because having a day-to-day routine and being mindful of things you do every day is a totally different thing. But when you're out there in the unknown, how mindful I could be. So that is a personal test as well. Along with creating awareness about this subject, it is a personal test as well, that what I have learned, what I have practiced, and what I teach when the goings get tough, how much it stays and how much I'm able to implement as well.
I love that. That's thank you, man. I appreciate you. Final thoughts about before we close up today's session?
It's to be honest, I don't really have anything to say. I'm just digesting the conversation, and I'm thinking we need to continue it. Maybe even have a chat during the walk.
Definitely, I'm always there. This is like subject very close to my heart. I think the only subject close to my heart anyway. So anytime, mate, on this thing, we can, whenever you need me, I'm always available, guys. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on here, man. I know it was obviously short notice as well, and you're a busy man, but we're super grateful for having you here and sharing all those nuggets and all those intelligent information. And we're super grateful for you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
And thanks for coming, and good luck with the rest of your walking this evening. I think you said that you've got more walking to do. So
you have to hit those barriers. So all right, guys.
Okay.
Have a lovely
Take care,
evening.
everyone.
Stay blessed.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.